Go.
Hi, St. Pius. It's Mrs. Timothy. We are going to start a 2-day project for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is this weekend, May 10th. So we're going to do something for our moms or for whoever we have as a mother figure in our lives. And so what I want you to have today is paper, glue, scissors, a pencil, coloring materials if you need it. If you have colored paper, you want colored paper. And so anybody kindergarten through 8th can do this, but there are some skills that are going to be for like 4th grade and up. Kindergartners through 3rd grade can just color and draw. 4th grade through 8th grade, we're going to do a mosaic, which means cutting out little pieces of paper and gluing them to a big piece of paper. And the mosaic can be a lot of work, especially for the little ones. So little ones, you can just color and draw your designs on. Big ones, let's do a mosaic, okay? So a mosaic is a drawing that's made out of little tiny pieces of color. Like you see them a lot made out of tile on walls or on floors, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to make a vase shape for mom for Mother's Day. We're gonna make a vase, like a flower vase, okay? So if you take any kind of mug, I have a big tall mug here. If you get any kind of mug that you can from your kitchen, put it on your paper. You can trace the handle if you want. I'm not going to trace the handle. I'm just going to trace the outline of the mug on my paper. And these mugs give you a pretty good idea of the shape of a vase. It's not going to be perfect. You're probably going to have to fix it when it's done. See, I have a little bit of wiggly lines there. I'm just going to fix. Can you see that? Can you see that, Brenna? Not really.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do it in my marker here, fix the lines. But this gives you a good idea of the shape of an ordinary vase. Okay? All right. So now what we want to do is get little scraps of paper. If you have colored paper, cut it up into little pieces. Kindergarten through 3rd grade, you can just start coloring in little patches of color if you want, like little spots of color. If you don't have colored paper, you do what I did. I just used crayon to color my paper. And then I cut it into little pieces. What I can start doing is using glue and gluing the pieces on. It's almost like a stained glass window. But instead of coloring a big patch of color, you're putting the color on in little pieces. This is like a mosaic, okay? With these little pieces of color making up your design. So I did a stripe of pink across the top of my vase. And that stripe of pink is in these little squares, these little shapes of color. You see that? All right. Now, you can continue to make a design down your vase, like you do different stripes of color and just glue them on like that. Like if I were to do a blue stripe, take my blue and put it across. And that would be a lot of fun to have stripes of color in a mosaic design going down my vase. I am going to show you how to do a specific image using mosaics because that's a little harder. So I'm thinking I want to do a sunshine in the middle of that, right? So I could cut out yellow pieces of paper and then glue them together in the shape of a sunshine. Or it's a little bit easier to draw your shape first, cut it out, cut it into pieces, and reassemble it. Because then you know that you will have the exact shape that you want. All right? So I'm making a yellow patch on my paper. I am going to draw the shape of a sun with little triangles for the rays of the sun. All right, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to cut it out. The little triangles can stay. I'm going to cut out, they can stay whole. You don't have to cut the little triangles up into other little pieces. That would be a lot of work. We're just going to cut our triangles out. One at a time. Brenna, stop yawning. It's another beautiful day outside today. I hope you get outside. It's supposed to be warm too. It's getting more and more like summer. If you were out yesterday, whew, got a little hot in the afternoon. So I'm going to cut my circle for my sun out. And this is the part, the circle here, that we can cut up in a few different slivers and then reassemble that onto our vase. So I'm going to put a little circle of glue here. I'm going to take my sunshine, the middle of my sun, and reassemble it. Make it look like a mosaic sun. Because you kind of have the circular shape already. So it makes your life a little easier. You could always draw the circle on your paper and then cut up little yellow pieces and put them inside your circle. I'm going to show you how I did that, something like that next, okay? So now I have a mosaic sun. Can you see it? Because it's cut in pieces. And then I'm just going to put my triangles around it. So it still looks like a mosaic. I don't have to cut those triangles into little pieces, because that would just be really small. One, two, three. Oh, I have one more. All right. Now I have, it kind of looks like a sun. You can move your, if you're using white glue, you can move your pieces a little bit before they dry. All right, so now I have a sun in the middle of my vase. Now I can take some blue pieces and glue them around to make them look like sky, like a stripe of sky here. And if you have to cut your pieces down because they're too big, do that. You can take your pieces you've already cut and cut them to shape. All right. And you just keep going. Oh, that's not the color I want. You can layer them a little over top too if you want. It doesn't have to be all individual pieces. But you can see that it starts to look like an image all in layers of color, in pieces of color. Now for kindergarten through 3rd grade, like I said, it might be really hard to cut out these little pieces and glue them, so you could just draw on your image. All right? You want to keep going, do all different colors, but I really want you to think about your moms. The sunshine is a nice image. Everybody can kind of relate to that. Maybe your mom likes to read books. Maybe your mom likes motorcycles. Maybe your mom's a little rock and roll or heavy metal, right? Heavy metal. So, little Metallica and Black Sabbath. Yeah! All right. So maybe you want to choose another symbol. So this is my little heavy metal symbol, right? And I drew it on first in pencil. I cut out my pieces of paper and I glued them on. But it can be still hard to see. If you feel like it's still hard to see, and I think it is a little bit, you can outline your image then. Especially where there are individual like the individual fingers of this one are kind of hard to see if you don't outline them. So now you're really making it look like a stained glass window. All right. You see little fingernails on there. You could even spell out the word mom with your papers, right? You could do a lot with the mosaics. You could spell out the word mom up there. But cover your vase with little pieces of paper and then hold on to this for tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to add flowers to it. Okay, so do this today. We'll add flowers tomorrow, and then you'll have the rest of the week if you need to fix it or do some more on it with it on your own. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, St. Pius. Have a great day. It's nice and sunny. Bye.